Hey, everybody, and welcome back to another edition of Five Questions with the Paulist. And today we're going to go out to sunny LA, UCLA. Father Jamie Baca is out there. Hey, Father, how are
Hey
you?
everybody, good, doing well. Go Bruins. It's a beautiful
Hey,
sunny day
yeah.
after all that beautiful rain that we had that we needed so much.
Oh,
But
yeah.
we didn't need it all at once, Lord, but kind of space it out. But it's beautiful today.
Cool. So, question one right off the bat. What's the biggest challenge facing a Catholic campus minister in 2023?
I think the biggest challenge that we're facing here at UCLA is dealing with students who, how would I say, are compartmentalizing their religious practices, say maybe somewhat of a little bit of secularism, relativism. And so, how do we encourage students to come and find the church and let the church be part of their everyday lives? I've met lots of students who are Catholic, and I said, but I haven't seen you at the Catholic Center. Like, oh, Father, I don't go to church. I went because my parents made me, or my grandma made me, or whatever. But, to kind of engage them and say, well, come and experience, come to student dinner, come to our programming, come to adoration. And so I hope you open their hearts little by little. So when they meet other practicing young Catholics, they like, it'll kind of encourage them to come back to church.
Yeah, yeah. So it's not so foreign to them at that point, right?
No, exactly. And the funny thing is they all have the religious practices. And it's like when they do come back, they're like, Father, this is so familiar. I like it. I noticed there was a void in my life because of it. And then at UCLA, like many campuses here out west, especially, it's so I would say it's very diverse, multilingual. And so, trying to engage them in that aspect also, whether they're Spanish speaking, Vietnamese speaking, Filipino, they speak Tagalog, and the different things. And so, kind of organizing groups, prayer groups, opportunities for them to come and pray in their own languages has been another way of bringing them back to know a church, a current church, not one that they associate. Oh, this is my grandma's church, my mom's church. So yeah.
Cool. Question two. If a UCLA student or alum who was previously active at the University Catholic Center came to you and said, hey, I'm thinking about leaving the Catholic Church, what would you say to them?
I would say, well, thank you for sharing, of course, but I would say, help me understand why you want to leave the Catholic Church. What experiences did you have, whether negative or, just not life-giving? And then I would listen to them in that, and then say, well, what were the positive experiences, opportunities of encountering Christ in your life that the church offered? And then what kind of church would you think you'd like to be part of? And then kind of get their opinion and saying, the church maybe is too old school or this or that. They have tons of excuses. And most of the time it's one issue and it's more of a political issue. It's a cultural issue, societal, and whatever, I'm going to say, but, we don't decide thing on one factor. Think of all the other opportunities where the church has been present. And I said, and just a little reminder for them, that we live here temporarily, but we're working towards heaven. So, then how are you going to help yourself understand that opportunity after you have this experience? And then, college kids, they live here in the moment and they don't think about, well, what's, later on in life, so it's not feeding them now. And I think the cell phones have something to do with it. They hit a button, the computers, they get information like this. The church moves slowly, because we want a relationship. We want it to be a journey. We want to encounter Christ in so many opportunities. So that's what I ask them. And then what I would really encourage them, what I see is doing some sort of social justice volunteer opportunities with us, because work and, also lets them see, how their opportunity to be a person Christ hands in the world also is an opportunity to encounter Christ. So having those opportunities.
Great. Question three. What's one thing in your life where COVID made a lasting change for better or for worse?
Zoom meetings, I really didn't ever hardly do Zoom meetings or connect people in this way. So I think social media, just the importance of that is staying connected. But one thing that I noticed with the pandemic was the need to be in community, the need to be in person, the need to, I'm a high extrovert. So I need to have people around me. During the pandemic, that was not possible. And so having the students here, filling the church with noise and laughter and leaving the doors open and lights on. And I'm like, you guys, come on, help me, please, and this and that. I miss that, and then just that sense of we're on this journey together. But when we're like isolated from one another, it's hard to be on that journey, right? And so so I learned how important the intentionality of community, of friendships, of relationships, that we really have to foster those and feed those in good, healthy ways.
Yeah. When the campus is a ghost town, it's just no fun.
Oh, it was awful. I mean, because Westwood is like most college campuses. There's 180,000 people in the area every day because of students, staff, facility people, you name it, right? And when they're all at home, it was very, very dead around here. In a weird, eerie way, I'm sure many campuses and towns, everybody experiences, whether it was New York, even LA, you could hear the ocean from here. You're like, what in the world is going on? And so it was like, yeah, a healthy noise is good, but too much. And it also taught you what in my life do I need to get rid of that was just running around thinking I had to do this, 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 this. So it actually slowed me down and it helped me be more reflective and say, okay, so what do I really got to do instead of I'm doing because I've always done that.
Cool. Question 4, aside from the weather, what's the thing you love most about LA?
One of the greatest things that I love, and I'm a big city kid. I grew up on a cattle ranch, so I love big cities. I love New York, but you meet new people or whatever, Houston, DC, Chicago. But in LA, you meet such a diversity of people, which you do anywhere else, but you get to meet them because in LA, everyone's kind of an isolated person. They're cool. They're got the sunglasses and, they're all actors waiting to be actors and actresses and, whatever, it's a vibe here, it's real chill or whatever. So when you really get to encounter them and hear their stories, they come from all over the place and their experiences. So I just love meeting tons of people here and then going to visit the different places because it's so sunny and the weather's so great. It's wonderful. But the downside of all that beautifulness of LA, which I really have enjoyed, is the traffic. At first it gets on my last nerve. You can't go anywhere without tons of traffic. But once again, because of COVID, now it's really offered me an opportunity to say, you know what? I know it's going to take me an hour to get 10 blocks. So I'm going to pray. I'm going to reflect. I'm going to think about, okay, where are the blessings in this? So before it was just frustration and praying for the person that was cutting me off or whatever. And now I'm like, okay, dude, or whatever, go. So
yeah, that was a unique blessing.
It has been a blessing. And, but yet I still struggle sometimes with the traffic, but you know how it is. So, but overall, LA's you just meet such wonderful people, and you do anywhere really, but because it's the weather's so great, you really can take advantage of those opportunities.
Yeah, sounds good. And then finally, question 5, a zombie apocalypse has arrived on Earth. Who are 3 saints or holy people that you would want to have with you during that time to give you courage and hope?
Oh, wow. I love that question when you sent it to me. The one that comes straight to mind is, Saint Joseph, who is the leader of our Holy Family. And God introduced so many opportunities. Hey, there you go. So many opportunities to be present and show God's love, Father's love to everybody. The second one, of course, is our Blessed Mother. The third would be St. Paul. And can I have a 3.5, which would be Isaac Hecker, because of his life and example. I don't think I would be here doing this, so I always pray to him to help us just in the diversity of ministries that we have, or the diversity of opportunities here in LA, ecumenically or interfaith. UCLA is secular university, and then just trying to enter into those dialogues. So those would be my 3.5. I call them 4. I'm going to cheat, that I would definitely turn to during an apocalyptic kind of experience.
Cool. So those are 5 questions. Father Jamie Baca, it has been a joy catching up with you. We were together in New York for many years, so I'm glad that we got this chance.
Yes, thank you, Mike, for the invitation, and it's a great joy to see all the wonderful things you do, the things you're doing, and continue to bring God's word to the world. That evangelization piece that's so important to the Paulist Fathers also is on your heart, and so thank you for doing that.
Yeah, no problem. So it's been 5 questions with the Paulist Fathers. I'm Mike Hayes. He's Father Jamie Baca, and we'll see you all again real soon.
Okay, bye-bye, everyone. God bless you.